Reacher Season 3 main villain is Xavier Quinn, whom the title character refers to as the single worst person I've ever known. One reoccurring issue with Lee Child's Jack Reacher stories is that the author rarely focuses on creating bad people that feel like plausible dangers. Child thinks readers know Reacher will prevail, thus the adversaries can appear one-dimensional and useless. Amazon's adaptation inherited this problem, as the first 2 seasons lacked villains who constituted a genuine threat. Reacher Season 3 raises the bar for Quinn, with Alan Ritchson's anti-hero telling DEA agent Duffy that he is the worst person he has ever met. Given the heinous atrocities perpetrated by the evil guys in past seasons, including torture and mutilation, this is a concerning statement. Quinn, on the other hand, merits the title, with Episode 4 Dominique describing his worst crime and the reason Reacher despises him so much. Dominique is primarily recounted in flashback, with Reacher describing his friendship with mentee Dominique Cole and their investigation of Quinn. After arresting a military officer called Gorowski, Jonathan Sousa, for selling confidential documents, Cole and Reacher discover that he was blackmailed by military intelligence officer Quinn, who threatened Gorowski's family. Reacher subsequently receives a therapist's report on the young Quinn, who was violent and had a history of animal abuse. The study diagnosed Quinn with malignant narcissist personality disorder and emphasized his lack of empathy or guilt, as well as the evident pleasure he derives from torturing others. Quinn's heinous murder of Cole exemplifies this torture feature, as he kidnaps and interrogates the young sergeant following a botched arrest attempt. Reacher discovers Cole's mangled corpse on Quinn's remote farm, where he also finds him attempting to flee. Quinn tries to convince Reacher that he and Cole were covertly working together, but when Reacher asks what her first name was, Quinn's silence reveals his deception. Reacher then marched Quinn to the brink of a cliff, shooting him in the head with his own weapon. Quinn had created a lucrative sideline in the army selling military secrets, allowing him to enjoy an unusually lavish lifestyle outside of his duties. Quinn most likely intended to make a fortune selling sensitive material to foreign countries before retiring early, but Reacher and Cole's probe derailed that plan. Gorowski said that Quinn took his little daughter and detained her overnight, but while nothing happened to her, Quinn threatened Gorowski with awful horrors if he did not cooperate fully. Quinn was also willing to kill to cover his tracks, because murdering the officers investigating him, including Cole, would have ended any case against him. This meant he would have pursued Reacher as well, but Jack caught up with him before he could. During his stint in military intelligence, Quinn committed crimes such as kidnapping, coercion, and selling sensitive information, not to mention killing Cole and another officer. It's not like Reacher to make mistakes, but after shooting Quinn point-blank in the forehead and watching him fall off a cliff, his assumption that the man was dead is understandable. Season 3's first episode, Persuader, explains how Quinn survived his seemingly unsurvivable fate. Reacher shot him with a smaller caliber bullet, which ended up lodging in Quinn's skull. He also survived the fall from the cliff, with the cold water he fell into giving him hypothermia. That may sound like a bad thing, but the hypothermia had the side effect of slowing Quinn's heart and keeping him from bleeding, and the lower oxygen prevented long-term brain damage. Quinn was finally discovered washed up on a beach and underwent 6 months of rehabilitation before disappearing again. One aspect that Reacher leaves unanswered is whether Quinn remembers what happened to him. During his treatment, he claimed to have no recollection, but physicians suspect he was faking it. They were correct, especially given how swiftly he reverted to his illegal habits. However, Quinn may forget the days leading up to his gunshot wound. The fact that he never sought revenge on Reacher demonstrates this, albeit he could recognize the former 110th Special Investigator if they ever met again. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.